factor. Check for the GCF community. Let me run an example up here and let's start going through it, and then we will talk about. All right, so I heard check for GCF. Does this one have a GCF? Yes. What is the GCF?
2.
Wow. I hear 4 and 2.
2. Are you an idiot?
2. Why is it 2 and not 4? 4 won't go into 4. Well. All right. If I take a 2 out of everything here, what's left? Is anybody confused about step 1? Take out a GCF. All right. Now I think that was all of them. Now I think it's printing the homework. All right, what's the next step? What do I do? Multiply what? The first and the last together. That's right. So what? And I'm just going to ignore that 2 on the outside right now. I'm going to keep bringing it down for right now. But inside, 6 times 2 is 12. So I have 12x squared. So give me 2 things that multiply to 12x squared. When you get your sheet, we're just running through that first example that's on there. What multiplies to 12x squared but adds to 7x? 4x and 3x. Does everybody agree? So yes if you do and no if you don't, or see if you do and no if you don't. Okay. So I'm gonna now do what with those 2 numbers? That's the puzzle part of it, right? Replace the middle. That's exactly right. So I got 2 times 6x squared plus 4x plus 3x plus 2. Now what? Slash it. There you go. You did what? Did you? What did you slash in chemistry? I don't think you slashed in chemistry. All right, GCF of the first 2. What do I have? 2. That's 2x. So if I take, all right, I'm going to keep this 2. I'm going to keep running that down, right? And then I'm going to do my parentheses. So these 2, I can take a 2x out of there. And what is left? Anybody? Everybody okay? Middle sign falls down. Stays the same. Now what can I take out of 3x and 2? Nothing, so I put a 1, right? I hold the place with a 1 there. And then I do 3x plus 2. Yes, you have to do that because you've got to have a GCF after you slash for each one. Now what? Factor out the binomial. Factor out that chunk that's in parentheses. So I've got a 2 out front, and what is that chunk? It's the same. Now, if your chunk you're pulling out doesn't look exactly the same, then you've done something wrong. But because mine does, I can take it out. That's gone. Charlie, what's left? You mean that's not the mirror board you're looking on your computer so intently at? (2x) plus 1.
Almost had it, almost.
Very close. Very close. All right. Yes, no, maybe so?
Maybe so.
Maybe so?
I'm kidding. Yeah.
That's your final answer. That's cool. All right. On the paper I just gave you, the front side of it runs through those steps if you need steps. And then the example of that one is beside it. example, no flip over. We're going to do these 4 together, and then I'm going to set you loose on some practice.
Yay. Homework.
Yes. Yes. All right, 20.
Hooray.
I'm trying to decide which one. I'm going to give you one today and probably one tomorrow. I'm probably just going to leave you the sheet. Egg puzzle?
No, let's do the sheep today. Let's just do all sheep. Hey.
All right, let's look at number 1 on the back. X squared plus 6x plus 5. Step 1, do what? Greatest common factor, GCF. Does it have a GCF?
No.
No, it's just 1. So initially I don't have to put that in there, right? All right, what do I do now? Multiply. First and last together. What multiplies to 5x squared but adds to 6x? Look at y'all go. 1x and 5x.
Where'd you get 5x squared? Multiply first.
These two, that's exactly right. Multiplied together. All right, rewrite that middle term. Instead of 6x, I'm going to write it as 1x plus 5x. So I have x squared plus 1x plus 5x plus 5. Nope. If you put the order in a different way, it's just going to cause your two parentheses to be in different order, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to take them off or anything. Other questions so far? All right, what now? Slash, right? GCF the first two. What do you get? X. What's left when I take that X out? Plus 1. Remember, if you take everything away, hold the place with a 1. The middle sign falls down. What can I take out of the last two? 5. That's exactly right. What's left when I take out 5? X plus 1. Now, because my parentheses look exactly the same, I can pull that out. So in front, I'm going to put x plus 1. I'm going to mark those out and tell me what's left. X plus 5. There's my final answer. How might I check this? I want to know if I did it right. Not photo math. Distribute through. That's exactly right. Distribute through and see if it multiplies back out to what you started with. Remember, we're backwards distributing. That's what factoring is undoing distributing. All right, let's do another. Look at number 2. You try this one on your own, and then we'll do it together. Plus 2x minus 6. All right, let's see what happened. GCF, do you have one? Yeah. All right, multiplied together, I get negative 12x squared. This one was a little bit more confusing because you had to remember a little something that I mentioned yesterday when we were factoring. We'll get to that. What multiplies to negative 12x squared but adds to negative 4x? There you go. Negative 6x, positive 2x. Okay, no, because that would add to positive 4x. So if you look back at your equation, it's got to add to negative 4x. Now, one little hint that I will give you, I told you order doesn't matter when you plop it back in the equation when you rewrite, and it doesn't. But if you have one positive and one negative, it's always easier if you start with the negative in your equation. But it's not wrong if you don't. It's just a little more work. So I'm going to do x squared minus 6x plus 2x minus 12. Did everybody hear the question about could you do positive 6 and negative 2? And why we can't do that? Remember, it's got to add to the negative 4. This is where the negatives start getting confusing for you a little bit. So be very careful. Okay, so slash it. GCF for the first two. 1x. What's left? X minus 6. First sign, or the middle sign comes down. And what can you take out of the last two? 2, and what's left? X minus 6. My parentheses are exactly the same. I can take that out, so I end up with X minus 6 times what? What's left when I take the parentheses off? X plus 2. Now, I do want to take just a minute, and let's say I wrote it as x squared plus 2x minus 6x minus 12. I want to show you what happens here. When I slash it, I take an x out of the first two. Remember, I always tell you that middle sign comes down. What can you take out of these two? Bigger? 6. Okay. But remember, if that middle sign is minus, what happens to the last sign? Y'all know this? It changes, right? Because really, I'm factoring out a negative 6 here. So it leaves me with x plus 2. And so I end up with x plus 2 times x minus 6, which is exactly the same. Either one of those is fine because I can multiply in any order that I want.
Yay.
Because multiplication is what? What's the word? Starts with C, commutative. That's right.
Hooray.
Good job.
Hooray.
All right. Some of you are bored and some of you are excited, apparently. All right, 2 more and then I'll shut up. Number 3 looks a little tricky. What do you think? Any ideas before I start? There's no B, so it would be 0. You're exactly right. But before I even get there, what do you notice? There's a GCF that I can factor out the 4. But now you're right, there's no B, so B would be 0. What do I do, though?
Oh, I know what to do.
What?
X plus 9.
You're actually close.
Right?
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. I still follow that's why I love this method, because this method always works. If I multiply the first and the last together, I get negative 9x squared, right? What in the world am I going to multiply to give me negative 9x squared, but it's going to add to 0? That's right. It's got to be the same number with opposite signs, or else it's not going to add to 0. Now plug it in. See if you can finish it from here. Anybody get it? You believe you did. Let's look at how that happens. Whenever I rewrite this middle term, I'm going to do the negative first because I got one positive, one negative. It's going to make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to do minus 3x plus 3x minus 9. I just rewrote 0x this way and kept everything else. Now I'm going to slash it. That was a different sound. Nobody noticed. Okay. Okay. All right, I got 4 on the outside. That's just going to follow my problem down as I go, and I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep putting it in there. What can I take out of x squared and 3x? X, what's left? Close. X minus 3. If you wrote yours the other way, it might be x plus 3. Middle sign stays. I've got a plus here. What can I take out of the last two? 3. And what's left? That's exactly right.
Yay.
The 4 keeps following this little problem down. I take the x minus 3 out from both of them, and what is left? X plus 3.